Welcome to the Richmond Events podcast, where we take you inside the UK's most exclusive business forums. You'll get to meet the delegates, suppliers and speakers shaping their industries. Richmond Events. This is where business gets done.
Hello and welcome to Richmond Events. We're here at the Retail and E-commerce Directors Forum and I'm here with the gorgeous Amnhan. Amnhan, hello, welcome.
Hi.
So introduce us, your business and your role within that.
So I'm Dr. Amnhan, I'm a consumer behaviour expert. I'm a part-time scholar and academic at Manchester Metropolitan University. I contribute to the media, so I've got over 1,000 contributions and I'm a global speaker.
Wow, so what has brought you to the Retail and E-commerce Forum today?
So I have an interest in retail. I've grown in retail. It was one of my first jobs. I've researched consumers for a long time and I've always spoken in the retail space. The Richmond event, I was invited to come and speak here and it was a great opportunity to connect with senior leaders, directors, CEOs, and it's not something that I've experienced at other events.
Incredible. So you're speaking, what's the topic of your talk?
I speak about consumer trust and how trust is developing. Trust has really changed because of the dynamics of our context is changing. We've got AI, we've got a lot of disruption going on, whether that's technological, social, or the cost of living crisis. And consumers are finding new ways to trust. And I explain with research-based insights how to build trust with consumers.
So this isn't just about the trust that is there or broken, it's about building trusts in different ways as well.
Trust is fragmented. Consumers are now developing trust in many different ways, whether that's building trust initially with an organisation, whether that be Dove Next, for example, or develop trust in creator brands such as Lucy McLeod or P. Louise's brand. It's different now. There's different layers of trust, organisation and individual, and there's a lot of different dynamics that are operating.
What do you see is the biggest contribution to breaking of trust?
Breaking of trust is an integrity-based issue. So if the consumer feels as though you've done something intentionally to cause damage to that relationship, it is pretty much irreparable because the intention is perceived as though it's been done deliberately to cause some sort of damage. You know, the way that consumers might feel cheated, for example, by something. There is always something about dishonesty or integrity there. That's the magnitude of trust. But then there's other things that you can build. If you've got a service interaction that's not really went as you wanted it to go, there's always opportunities to repair and recover that trust.
Incredible. So it's not always about it being broken and diminished. You can build it back, especially when there's those areas, like you say, it's a customer interaction.
Yeah, absolutely. There are opportunities for the brand to recover trust, service recovery. There are opportunities for the brand to build that trust back. It will happen slowly and incrementally, but there has to be the intent to want to repair the relationship. You know, what are you willing to do to build that trust back?
And are we finding now that consumers are trusting warily, whereas before we didn't have so many options of places to buy? Now there's so many places, so they tread before they buy, sort of thing.
There's a lot of complexity in the market now. Consumers trust traditional brands and businesses and politicians less. The trust is in decline. But there's also issues with trust in social media, in AI, fakes, and content can be created, recreated, discarded quite easily, and consumers find it difficult to discern what is real and what is fake. So there's lots of trust-based issues. There's issues with reviews, for example, and consumers don't know whether they've been written by an employee or whether they're actually genuine. So there's a lot of issues and complexity around trust at the moment. So consumers are wary, but then they are advocates and loyal to brands that they have emotional connections with, relationships with, and that interpersonal aspect of trust is so important now.
You've said that twice now, is actually relationship is one of the biggest things of trust. How are businesses building relationships with their consumers?
It's all about the interactions and the individual relationship. So that might be on the shop floor with a sales assistant, or it might be in a live shopping experience on TikTok with another member of staff, or a creator or an influencer. It's about building that individual connection that's going to make the real material difference to the level of trust.
Fantastic. So what have you seen today at the event, at the forum, that has really sort of stuck with you?
I think there's been lots of insights that have been shared that you wouldn't get if you went to a different event. There's a lot of intimate detail that's provided, whether that's numbers, whether that's statistics, or whether it's examples, really rich, vibrant examples from everyone from a CEO to a director that give you deep, rich, insightful knowledge that you can leave with, and it's actionable. You can actually use the insights here and go and apply them to your business, providing it's, you know, based on the same similar context. You've got inspiration to think about things in different ways, and I think that's a really important thing to leave with, to be able to think differently.
And these are people that we feel would normally be out of reach of connection.
Absolutely. You wouldn't be in a room with CEOs, chief operating officers, chief finance officers, head of marketing, head of retail, usually, and you wouldn't have about 100 of them in the same place. It's a great opportunity for you to connect and network and to really build your relationships.
Fab. What would you say to people who are thinking about coming to a Richmond event?
Come to the Richmond event.
There you go. Amna, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to hearing more about your day.
Thank you very much.